Posted by you/mom looks bad. Am I the a-hole for making my mom look bad? My F16 mom has this belief that she should only pay for the essentials: food, water, shelter, the cheapest phone she could get her hands on, and just enough clothes so we don't freeze or walk around naked, and we're on our own for everything else. We also don't get an allowance, and in my neighborhood it's nearly impossible to get a job before you're 16. When I was in 6th grade, my teacher had this system where he'd give us 1 minute after the bell rang to unpack. Once all of us were in our seats, he'd stop the timer and write the remaining time left on the board. Once it added up to an hour, we'd get a pizza party. The cost for the pizza parties was $2 for pizza and $6 for a smoothie or milkshake. I didn't have money and my mom wouldn't give me money, so I was the only person without a smoothie or milkshake at these parties. The teacher usually felt bad for me and gave me pizza anyway. It was kinda humiliating sitting there and watching the teacher pass out everyone's orders and being the only person without any food or getting the leftover slice of pizza. In March, when all the schools and daycare shut down and people were desperate for a nanny, I started working 12+ hours a day, 7 days a week, and made pretty good money. I still babysat 4 days a week during the school year, and I'm working 6 days a week now, so I have a pretty good amount of money coming in so I can do things with my class and leave when I'm 18. My sister, F11, is going to 6th grade and will have the same teacher, so at the beginning of the year, I told her to let me know when they have pizza parties and I'll pay for it. We were staying with my grandparents when she got her schedule, and when I told her and my grandma asked what I meant and why would I pay for her pizza parties. I told her that our mom refuses to pay for anything for us that isn't deemed essential, and I told her about how I was the only kid in class without a milkshake and stuck with the leftover slice of pizza if I even got any. My mom and my grandparents have been fighting since, and it's kinda my fault, so I wanted to know if I was the a-hole. Edit: I saw a lot of comments on this, so I wanted to put it in an edit. My mom can afford to give us more than the bare minimum. She goes out to eat multiple times a week and goes on weekend trips at least once every other month. And about my dad, he died when I was 6, so he can't really help. Now for some comments. NTA: they asked and you explained. If your mother knew it would make her look awful, she shouldn't have done it. You didn't make your mom look bad. Your mom did that all by herself. You're a good big sister, and stay out of it if your grandparents, hopefully, put her in her place. NTA: true, Op could have easily thought, hey, it's a growing experience like I had to go through. But a totally useless and embarrassing one to have to learn as a child. Good on them for already being a better role model than her own mother. NTA: I wish your grandparents had known this info earlier when you were still a young kid in school. Your mom is awful. I bet they did too. I hope the op updates this one because I suspect the grandparents will take some action. Kids think many things are perfectly normal. Unless they have a reason to say otherwise or it comes up, no adult will ever know. It depends on how active in the lives of the kids the parents is. NTA: you did not make your mom look bad, your mom made herself look bad. They are fighting because the truth came out and the truth is unpleasant. You did everything right in this situation. You looked out for your sister and you were honest with your grandparents. First of all, I totally agree with Op not being an A. But, as someone who grew up super poor, I don't know if I am sold on the mom being an A. Like, I never got to enjoy school things that cost money. It wasn't that my mom was terrible, there just wasn't any spare cash. Then I was terribly bitter about it, but as I grew up I learned to appreciate having heat, power, running water and a roof over my head. I think the difference in your situation is your parents couldn't afford to pay versus Op's mom refusing to pay.